This is an interactive video session that will help you to improve the skill of effective communication. As a lecturer, you may practice regularly reflecting on one's own potential biases and preconceived notions towards students from different cultural backgrounds. Lecturers with this skill communicate clearly, respectfully, and sensitively with students from diverse cultural backgrounds. Effective communication goes beyond verbal language and includes non-verbal cues, understanding different communication styles, and fostering a safe environment for dialogue.
Having this skill, person is able to use clear and inclusive language that avoids cultural assumptions or stereotypes. Recognize students' varying levels of proficiency in the language of instruction. Organize open communication by creating a welcoming and non-judgmental atmosphere. Pays attention to non-verbal cues and body language that may reflect cultural differences.
Effective communication is a dynamic and multifaceted process, and it is more than simply conveying a message. It involves a deep understanding of the audience, a conscious effort to choose appropriate language, and the ability to interpret subtle cues. In diverse settings such as the classroom, workplace, or community setting, mastering these skills becomes even more important in order to promote understanding, build trust, and ensure that messages are not only heard, but also truly understood and respected.
Clear and inclusive language is the bedrock of respectful and effective communication. It ensures your message is accessible to everyone, regardless of their background, and prevents unintended offense or misinterpretation. This skill requires a continuous process of self-awareness, learning, and adaptation.
Understanding the core principles. 1. Clarity. Your message should be easily understood. This means avoiding ambiguity, unnecessary complexity, and convoluted sentence structures. The goal is to convey information directly and efficiently.
2. Inclusivity. Your language should make everyone feel valued, respected, and part of the conversation. It means actively avoiding words, phrases, or references that could alienate, stereotype, or assume shared cultural knowledge.
In any educational or training setting, the ability to tailor your communication to the linguistic proficiency of your audience is paramount. This is especially true when working with students who may be learning the language of instruction, e.g., English, Spanish, Lithuanian, as a second or third language. Ignoring these variations can lead to frustration, disengagement, and significant barriers to learning.
Understanding the impact of language proficiency, students with developing language skills face a dual challenge. They are simultaneously trying to learn new subject matter and process it through an unfamiliar linguistic filter. This can affect the comprehension, difficulty understanding instructions, explanations, and key concepts. Participation, reluctance to speak up, ask questions, or engage in discussions due to fear of making mistakes or not being understood. Critical thinking, limited ability to express complex thoughts or engage in higher-order thinking tasks in the target language. Engagement, feeling isolated or disengaged if communication is consistently beyond the grasp.
Effective communication thrives in an environment of psychological safety, where individuals feel secure enough to express their thoughts, ask questions, and even admit confusion without fear of ridicule, criticism, or negative repercussions. Creating such an atmosphere is not accidental. It requires deliberate effort and consistent practice.
Why a welcoming and non-judgmental atmosphere is crucial. Encourages participation. People are more likely to speak up when they feel safe and respected. Facilitates learning. Questions and open discussions lead to deeper understanding and critical thinking. Builds trust. Our non-judgmental environment fosters trust among participants and between participants and the communicator. Promotes problem solving. Open dialogue allows for the free exchange of ideas, leading to more innovative solutions. Reduces conflict. Misunderstandings are less likely to escalate into conflict when there's an open channel for clarification.
Non-verbal communication, often referred to as body language, accounts for a significant portion of how we convey and interpret messages. This includes gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, personal space, posture, and even silence. However, the interpretation of these cues is heavily influenced by cultural norms. Misunderstanding non-verbal signals can lead to misinterpretations, awkwardness, or even unintended offense, regardless of the spoken words.
The power of non-verbal communication. 1. Conveys emotion. Non-verbal cues often reveal true feelings more accurately than words. 2. Regulates interaction. They signal when it's someone's turn to speak, or if someone wants to interrupt. 3. Adds emphasis. Gestures and facial expressions can reinforce or contradict verbal messages. 4. Expresses attitude. Our posture and demeanor can indicate our attitude towards the conversation or the other person.
Now we invite you to the quiz section where you can test your knowledge by answering 3 questions. Tick the correct answer. Whether you chose right or wrong, you will be given an explanation for the answer. Here we go.